I found it quite interesting to see all the animals, because I lived in South Africa for about 3 or 4 years in the late 90s, and I've been back a couple of times since with the children, which is really good. I'm used to going to the Kruger Park and seeing lions, not tigers, but lions and antelope and things.
Fabulous. It's one place I'd love to go.
Couldn't help the background because I've got a screen reader, whoever asked that question.
Oh, then I can hear feedback from your mic. You know I'm talking now. I can hear myself talking.
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. Most people are on mute, I think. Yeah, we'll note that for future calls. Claire, do you have a question?
I do. Thank you very much for this. It's very interesting. Kim, can I ask you, do they have a breeding program for the elephants?
So we used to keep elephants here at Longleat as a breeding group. We had bulls and females. That was way before I started. I've been here nearly 19 years now, and that was way before me. So Anne was just a rescue. So the reason our elephants moved on was because the laws and stuff surrounding male elephants changed, and we couldn't have them as free ranging as we used to. So they were sent to a zoo in France, in the Loire Valley, and they had more freedom. So it was better for the elephants than it would have been with what laws were restricted upon us then. So Anne was a rescue. She's assessed all the time. So, you know, it's been decided by us and enormous elephant bodies, you know, so oh gosh, I can't think. There's like a trust of people, so like a board of people that decide and talk about. So you can view, they can view Anne at any point in any 24-hour period. They can look at her all the time to make sure that she's okay and healthy, and they can then assess whether they think she needs anything else. So
sorry, choose the only elephant you have there at Longleat then, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Ah, okay. And you're not gonna, when she passes, are you going to get any more?
I wouldn't know. Haven't got a clue. There's definitely no plans to, that I've heard.
Thank you.
I thought it was really interesting that she was with the goats to keep her company.
Yeah. So she got everything she needed basically from the goats and from her keepers. So because of her, she was had quite an awful life before she came to us. So yeah, she's a very different animal to what you would expect.
Cardinal, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'll put mine in the chat. So, do you have any, I'm working with Timony on the easy and listening. Do you have any easy formats?
Easy read formats for,
yeah.
We are putting together a lot of our resources at the moment. So this is quite a new job. I've been a keeper for 18 years, but now I work in education. So we're trying to put together all those things. So I've brought my notepad with me today, so I can write down all the things that would make life easier for people when they're viewing things like what we're doing today. So I shall put easy read formats on my list. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I'm working with Timony actually on the full, and I'm working with Listen on the Going to Listen on the easy format. Is that right, Timony? Timony, you're on mute.
What's that, sorry?
I'm working with Timony, which is on the full. Timony is on the full. So I'm working with Timony and Listen on Going to Listen on the evening. But Timony is on mute at the moment. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, you've been
Kimberly.
working with Kimberly on easy read formats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Can you tell me about the camels, please? Because that's the bit that broke up, and I couldn't hear it because it counteract. How many camels do you have, and are they in a pack?
So yeah, all our camels live together. So they live in the big game reserve. So along with the Ankoli cattle and the roan antelope, and I'm pretty sure we've got over 12 at the moment. So obviously they're Bactrian camels, so they've got the B shape on their back rather than the D, which is the dromedary camel. And at the moment, they're all very, very hairy. So they molt when the summer comes around, and all their hair falls out, and they look very, very slim and skinny. And then in the summer, they look like big poofy cushions. So yeah, we use the hair though. We use it for enrichment for other animals.
Thank you.
Ange, do you have a question?
Yeah, the BBC do a program. I wondered if how often they come and record at Longleat.
So the Animal Park program.
Yeah.
They do it in the summer. Obviously, it goes out on TV in the summer. So they're usually with us from sort of March till June, filming anything that goes on around that time. If there's anything outside of those months, we tend to send them stuff. So if animals are born or anything like that, and then they can sort of fit it in, and then it goes out on telly usually in August. Every now and again, they will do a Christmas special, but to be honest, in the winter, most of the animals are hunkered down and sort of hiding away. So there's sometimes not a lot going on.
I don't blame them.
Yeah,
I have been on there.
You have, but you've been, have you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Years ago, but yeah.
Yeah, it's probably quite different now. It's been different even in the last 4 years. So
yeah.
I think I went when I was at school, but that was a long time ago. I don't look old, but it was a long time ago.
I think Steph, do you have a question?
I do. Can I just say, first of all, Longleat was on my bucket list. So I've had a lovely morning. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
And it was lovely to get so close up to the animals, which if you were in a car, you wouldn't necessarily have been able to. So that's been
not
a
all the
real
time.
treat. Yeah, so that's been a real treat. As you're taking notes, I would love to have learnt more about the babies.
Okay. So what they did with this, though, because it was put together during when we were in lockdown, they've used the CD commentary that you would get to go in your car as you were moving around the park. So I've got that written on my list, and I think it needs to be a little bit more tailored to what you're seeing necessarily on the video rather than what you would be in the car. Do you know what I mean? So that's something I can improve on for sure.
Yes, because it would have been lovely to have known how long they stayed with their mums, like with the lions, and understanding how long and what they were fed. So it was interesting about the flamingos and having to replicate what they have in the wild. So yes, a little bit more on the babies will be wonderful, but otherwise absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Claire?
I just wanted to ask, when the cars go round and the monkeys attack the cars, obviously damage is done. Do people then go to Longleat and complain? Do you pay for repairs, or is it signposted that do it at your own risk?
It is signposted, do it at your own risk. But the keepers do go round every couple of hours and collect various bits and pieces that are lying around. So it depends what they've taken off. So they really, really like the parking sensors. because they're quite easy for them to grab hold of. They're like little round what sits at the back of your car. And number plates, I don't know if you remember, but number plates used to be screwed on. They're now stuck on, which makes it very, very easy for a monkey to take it off. We do have a few, every now and again we have somebody that will say, you know, this has happened to my car and it's really quite sort of disastrous, and then, you know, we'll have to sort that out. But generally most people take it in good faith that it is at their own risk. There is a bypass, you don't have to go through it, so you can avoid it, but it is lots of fun.
Thank you. Cardinal, do you have a question?
Yeah, and this is fine now. So what is your role in London? What is your actual role?
What's my role?
Yeah.
So I originally came on the entertainments team. So the first summer that I worked at Longleat back in 2005, I was dressed as Aladdin. And then I wiggled my way over to the animal team, and I've stayed there. So I was seasonal for my first few years, and then I was made permanent. And then I moved up to lead keeper status a few years back. And then I was quite poorly last year. So physically, I can't do the job anymore. So I do education instead, which I've always kind of done alongside my animal job, but this is more focused now. So, and I really, really love it. So.
Right, so and how was it benefit for people who are disabled? Like, is there anything that supplies with disability and also for wheelchairs? Is there anything that for wheelchairs for disability people can use that?
So we're looking, one of my main things at the moment is I'm looking at inclusion. So obviously we have over the many years, there's lots of areas of the park that are wheelchair accessible now. So things like the boats, you never used to be able to go on the boat if you were in a wheelchair, but now it's flat loading and you can just roll straight on. And certain other areas of the park have had different things done to them to make sure that they're more accessible for everybody. But yeah, I'm looking at inclusion now with regards to signage and things that we offer on the internet and stuff like that and on the website to make it easier for everybody to enjoy Longleat sort of wherever they are, really, whether they're coming to visit us or like today I'm talking to you like this. So
Claire's put in the chat, is that a leg behind you?
There it is. This, I don't know if you can see, goes all the way up there, so you can kind of guess which animal that is. It is a giraffe.
Giraffe.
So, and giraffe. If I say there's the giraffe skull up there.
Oh,
Wow.
So it's a very old specimen. But yeah, I've found it put on my wall down here so I can explain to you. Giraffes actually have the same number of vertebrae as us. They're just a lot bigger.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And also, like with the on any like disability things, like disability foreigner or new system, like on any disability facility that is non.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
Well, like on any disability facility that are on there, so like disability foreigner or like a boy or any like any disability facility that people can't get out in a wheelchair but they need a point.
So
do you mean is there anything? Go on, Jasmine, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think it's about the how accessible Longleat is. So for wheelchair users, and if you have things like hoists in the disabled toilets and disabled toilets.
Yes, so we've got a disabled toilet that has a radar key and a hoist, so that is there. And like I said, most of it is either flat ground or ramps and things. There's a specific car on the railway so that can contain a wheelchair, so that you don't miss out on that either. The only difficulty we have here at Longleat is with regards to the house sometimes. So obviously the house is a bookable tour at the moment. So obviously they can't do too many alterations in the house with regards to that sort of thing, because it's obviously a listed building. So there is a lift and there is an entrance that you can go in that obviously makes it a bit easier. So you can visit the house in a wheelchair, but obviously it's sort of restricted a little bit, that's all. So, and there's some areas, so the maze isn't particularly great for wheelchairs, to be honest. And they have put in some new play equipment in the Adventure Castle for wheelchair users as well. So there is, we're always striving to do better.
Do you have many blind visitors?
So I did a little course a few years ago on sighted guiding. So with the Guide Dogs Trust was our charity that year, and they came and offered us the sighted guiding. So we do have.
Is he out today, or is he there?
Oh, sorry, I think background noise.
Someone's talking to the window cleaner. So yeah, we do have some of our staff are trained in that sort of thing. Obviously, most people, you know, they come and there's quite a lot of tactile stuff that you can do here as well. So obviously you can feed the animals. We do certain sessions where you can touch the animals and things like that as well. So obviously those for people that have limited or no sight, you know, those sorts of things are fabulous for that. And there's always keepers around as well. So, you know, quite often we can help out with whatever you need, really. So we're quite different to a lot of other collections like that. So there's a lot of our keepers are on the ground, especially down in the small animal area.
Yeah, thank you.
I think
somebody else.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, you go, Kev.
So we have every year. It's my absolute favourite day of the year to work. It is called Kids Day Out, and it's all the local children that have additional needs, or they are young carers, or have suffered trauma, or they just need a break. You know, so we do that every year. It's always the second Wednesday in June, so it's very close to my birthday, and it is the most fabulous day of the year to work. I love it. But at the moment, that is the only event that we do as such. And you've got a question?
Yeah. Do you have a hearing loop?
Sorry?
Sorry?
Do you have a hearing loop?
Do we have a hearing loop? Yes, we have it up in the tolls when you come in to buy your tickets. And we also have it at guest services as well.
I think the time has flown by. I think this might be the last question to take. Cardinal, what's your question?
No?
Oh.
I do have a guest that I would like to show you, if that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd love that, thank you.
Yeah.
So they are in a little box just to the left of me.
Can you describe it for me?
I can. They're long. They don't have any legs. Got a forked tongue.
Oh,
Do you want to take a guess?
snake.
So if anybody wants to turn off and not look, because I know that but this here,
Oh wow.
this is Nagini, and Nagini is a royal python. So these guys are wonderful snakes for handling and for everybody to come and have a little look at. So what we do a lot here when we take animals out for people to meet is we use animals like this as ambassadors. So it means people can not only ask us questions, but they can also get over their fears a little bit as well. And it gives them that opportunity to find out a little bit more about the animal. Sometimes it's pet care questions. Sometimes it's just the fact that they've never seen a snake before. you know, so we use snakes, we use spiders, we use all sorts of stuff.
Oh, not spiders. No, not spiders.
Spiders are just as friendly as the snakes.
Oh,
My daughter has a snake that she loves. He's called Houdini, but he's much smaller than that. He's much bigger than he was when she got him, but he's much smaller than your snake there.
I'm glad.
So generally,
I'm glad
snakes
you
like
didn't bring a tarantula or whatever
No,
on today.
No, not today. I think they're all eating actually today. So, because obviously we're closed down here, so we take the opportunity to do lots of other things. And no, the question just came up then. They're not poisonous or venomous. These guys are what we call constrictors, so they wrap themselves around their food. So that means that obviously there's a risk of biting, but I've never been bitten by any of my snakes, but I've been bitten by lots of guinea pigs, and people are quite willing to pick them up. So you know, it swings around to us really. So, but I really wanted to introduce you to Nagini before you all go, because she's one of our best ambassador animals, and I absolutely adore her. I think she's beautiful.
She looks very calm. She's like
well, obviously our snakes are used to doing this sort of thing, so I'm acting like a giant hot water bottle for her at the moment, so she's quite happy.
Oh well, it's been so lovely to hear all about the animals. And and get the chance to meet a snake as well. So thank you so much.
Very
much.
Thank you, Bridget, for BSF.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.